Welcome back. We're in the middle of the holiday season. Many individuals find themselves struggling with a mix of emotions, including sadness, anxiety, and even depression. The pressures of gift giving, family gatherings, and social expectations can really feel especially heavy for those struggling with their mental health. To shed light on this important issue, Dr. Glenda Damas, a licensed psychotherapist, joins us now in studio with more. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us on this very important topic. Let's first off talk about why this happens during the holidays.
You know, the most wonderful time of the year is met with our most darkest season on the calendar, right? So there's this thing called seasonal affective disorder, and it's really a thing, whereas we experience an adjustment in our mood, and it's usually coupled with an intense amount of depression. That's just the start of it, seasonal affective disorder. Now, when we add all of these expectations of the holidays, meaning gift giving and showing up to all these social gatherings, that intensifies depression.
Right. And talk about what is the advice you have for individuals who may not want to seek therapy right now during the holidays?
My advice is to seek therapy.
Right.
Because this isn't a time for you to isolate. This isn't a time for you to try to figure it out on your own. This is a time for you to seek psychological support from a trusted professional. Seasonal affective disorder is not something that you will be able to combat on your own. And it's often prolonged through February, March, because again, we don't start seeing sunlight until a lot later into the year, right? So you want to make sure that you provide and you have support for yourself.
Talk about some tips or strategies for people. First off, yes, call a therapist, get some help. But what are some things people can do in their daily lives?
Rev up your self-care routine. I highly recommend anyone that is struggling with depression or even anxiety during this time of the year. What does your self-care routine look like? In addition, your social systems of support. We all have those loved ones and those close friends that we like to pull on. Now's the time for you to do that. Isolation isn't the key to being successful during this season.
Talk about how family and friends can really step in. I feel like everyone is so busy in their own lives, you know, wrapping presents and decorating and getting, you know, all this prepared for Christmas. But you really need to check in on your loved ones.
Absolutely. So a great way that individuals, families, friends can check in on those that they know struggle with, you know, in a mental health disorder during the holidays is make sure you keep that line of communication open for them. Like check on them, like give them a call. Hey, how's your day today? Or what are your plans for the weekend? Now, if they already have addictive behaviors that you're identifying or you have already identified, we want to make sure that we remove the holiday drinks out of the equation, but definitely more calming activities like, you know, let's go for a walk, you know, while it's light outside, let's go for a walk, or let's go for a jog, or let's do something that is, you know, stimulating for that individual so that they know that they're not alone. Constantly remind them that it's okay to not be okay, and that it is more importantly okay to have that healthy dialogue with how they're feeling around this time.
It's okay to not be okay, and they're not alone. That is so important with many situations. You also mentioned it, this can last past the holidays.
Absolutely, absolutely it can. I mean, most of our serotonin levels experience a deep dive, a negative dive, because here's the thing. The normal activities that we would engage in, that we would be comfortable engaging in, we're not doing it anymore because the daylight savings time, our time has changed. So now we're in this space of we want to get home before it gets dark. I know I've watched myself, you know, go into the space of it's really dark outside. I'm going home. So that automatically equates to I shouldn't be outside of my home, you know, so that shifting your mindset, more importantly, to understand that it is okay for you to still kind of engage in your normal activities would be a great way for you to make sure that this prolonged adjustment in our season doesn't prolong depression for you.
And happy holidays to you.
Yes.
I really hope this was a message and a conversation for many people to listen to. You are not alone. Dr. Damas, thank you so much for joining us.
And thank you for